Hey guys, it's me Sam and welcome to today's edition of Ghost Stories from around the world. And today's ghost story is all about the Winchester Mystery House. The Winchester Mystery House is a mansion located at 525 South Winchester Boulevard in San Jose, California, and was once the residence of Sarah Winchester, the widow of the firearm magnate William Winchester. The Queen Anne-style Victorian mansion is renowned for its size, architectural curiosities, and its lack of a master plan. Today, it is a designated historical landmark and is listed on the National Register of Historical Places. It is also privately owned by Winchester Investments LLC and serves as a tourist attraction. Sarah was born in around 1840 in New Haven, Connecticut, and was known as the Belvoir hometown. At the age of 22, Sarah married William in 1862, and the increasingly wealthy couple lived very happily together. That was until sadly their baby daughter Anne died at the age of around 6 weeks old. Understandably, Sarah fell into a deep depression, which only worsened further when 15 years later, William died from tuberculosis in 1881. Forced with a double death and unable to cope on her own, it is said that she sought out spiritualists to determine what she should do. A Boston medium called Adam Coons had allegedly told her during a session that William was there with them, and that he wanted to tell Sarah that their family was cursed by the spirits of all the people that had been killed by the Winchester rifle. It had already taken these in their daughters' lives, and soon the curse would take her life too, unless she moved west and built a new home. However, there was a catch. She would have to keep building this house, or the spirits would find her and kill her. With that, in 1886, Sarah packed up all her belongings and moved to California with her sister and her niece, where she purchased an unfinished farmhouse in the Santa Clara Valley. Immediately, she began spending her inheritance by renovating and adding more rooms to the house. Carpenters were hired and worked on the house day and night for the next 38 years, until it grew to an impressive 7 stories in height. The house also contained 300 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms, 2 ballrooms, 6 kitchens, 47 fireplaces, 2 basements, and 3 elevators. It is said that Sarah did not use an architect to help design the house and instead used a Ouija board to communicate with the spirits who advised her on what changes to make to the house. However, on April the 18th, 1906, a 7.8 on a Richter scale earthquake hit San Francisco and the house suffered from extensive damage. Sarah was trapped in the dated bedroom for several hours, and she firmly believed that the earthquake was a message from the spirits telling her that she was spending too much time and far too much money on the front of the house. When she was freed, she told the construction crews to stop working on the house and had her carpenters board it up. She then moved into one of her other properties in the area, and although building work did eventually begin again, Sarah decided to have the top 3 damaged floors torn down and then had the crews start building outwards instead of up. As well as that, she also had parts of the house sealed up forever, as it is believed that this was to trap the spirits who had fallen into the low part of the house during the earthquake, thus freeing her of at least some of the burden. Sarah died on September the 5th, 1922, aged 82 years old from heart failure in her sleep. And as soon as the construction workers learned that she had died, they abruptly stopped working on the house. Her servants then also opened up a safe, and instead of finding money or valuables, All it contained were locks of her husband and daughter's hair, with copies of their obituaries and her will. All of her possessions apart from the house were left to her niece and personal secretary. Her niece took everything that she wanted from the house and sold the rest at auction. The house itself was also auctioned off for the sum of $135,000 and was then leased to John and Mame Brown, who eventually purchased the house. In February 1923, the house was opened to the public, with Mame acting as the house's first tour guide. Named as one of the most haunted places in the world, Winchester Mystery House has been the site of many a ghost sighting. Tour guides and visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures or feeling a presence. Organ music has been heard being played, and as well as that, the sound of footsteps and slamming doors have been heard echoing throughout the house, often in areas not accessible to the public. Book pages have been seen turning by themselves, and several employees have reported smelling the odour of chicken soup wafting in from the kitchens that are inoperable. There is also a rocking chair that often rocks slowly back and forth by itself, and on one occasion, a tourist wants to thank the management for incorporating actors into portions of the tour and inform them of how they were most impressed with the actress that played the part of Sarah Winchester in the kitchen. There was only one slight problem with this appreciation. The management had not employed any actors, and when the kitchen was searched, no one was there. One frequent apparition is that of a man with jet black hair wearing white overalls. It is believed that he was a former handyman and has been seen repairing the fireplace in the ballroom or pushing a wheelbarrow down a very long, dark corridor. Several years ago, a man was working on one of the many restoration projects at the mansion, and one day he started his day early in a section with several fireplaces known as the Hall of Fires. Whilst working up a ladder, he felt someone tap him on the back, and when he turned to see what they wanted, no one was there. Convincing himself that he had imagined it, he carried on working, only to experience what felt like someone pushing him against his back. That was enough for him, so he hurried down the ladder across the estate and started working on another project instead, figuring that someone or something did not want him working on the Hall of Fires that day. The final part of this ghost story was told by a tour guide called Samantha. Obviously not myself, but hey, namesake all the same. Anyway, Samantha recently led a group of visitors into the dainty bedroom, the same room that Sarah was trapped in during the 1906 earthquake. Samantha was about to start her talk when a clear sigh came from a small hallway outside the room. Thinking that it was someone that had fallen behind the rest of the group, Samantha turned to call them into the bedroom, but saw no one. As her eyes adjusted to the dark in the hallway, she saw the form of a small, dark person slowly emerge and glide behind a corner. Samantha quickly stepped around the corner after the figure, and again saw no one, but yet heard another sigh. She believes that the tiny form that she saw was Sarah Winchester herself, as she was indeed a very small lady, and perhaps she was very miffed at finding people in her favourite room. And there concludes the story of the Winchester Mystery House. As always guys, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and if you enjoyed it, please do let me know by leaving a thumbs up and comments down below. And if there's anything you would like me to do for you, let me know. I'm more than happy to do so. As I've mentioned before in my previous video, there are many other stories that I have planned to talk about in this new series of mine, but don't worry, obviously I'm not going to venture away from my shopping hauls and stuff like that. Once I'm financially capable of doing so, one will be back to doing my shopping hauls. But ghosts and the paranormal have always been something that's been a great interest of mine. I love spooky things, let's just say that much. It's a great pleasure to be doing these again. I should really thank Mama Floach. It was herself who asked me to start them again, and I know that Claire's been badgering me for some time now to start doing them again, so here I am doing so. So ladies, enjoy. So that's it, guys. Thank you again for watching. You take care of yourselves, and as well, I am back. I'll see you all soon. Until then, bye for now.